Good things are coming up, Delta. I'm back on my bullshit. See, I've been in the lab, balancing equations, studying astrophysics, trying to perfect my Ibuki in Street Fighter V. You know, real shit. Real gamer shit. In between my hard-stuck Super Bronze Street Fighter matches, I've been busting out old reliable RPGMaker, of course. This week we got 3 bangers back to back, and honestly, this is the best episode so far. All 3 of these games are amazing. This is the episode to show your friends when it comes to just how amazing RPGMaker can be. These games are peak RPGMaker. I don't care. Don't care. If you think differently, you're just wrong. Sorry, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Ladies, thadies, and gentle fish, my name is Delta, and this is Hidden Gems. The Silent Kingdom is a masterclass in vision. It's never really about what tools you use, it's what you make with them. When the vocals came in on the title screen music, I had to walk away from my keyboard before I committed a felony. More devs should do stuff like this. There are plenty of musicians willing to offer their talents for cheap. Put some budget towards a fire opening. I don't know who Shawty is singing, but let me tell you, she has the voice of an angle. I knew I was in for a treat at the fucking main menu. Your main menu is your first impression, and boy, does this game impress. Silent Kingdom's beauty does not end with its main menu. The character sprites are amazing. Anime as fuck too. Do you know where your waifus are? The polish is insane. The sprites fit so well alongside RPGMaker asset. The parallax mapping is gorgeous. Where has this game been my whole life? The demo sets up a very interesting story, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. I mean, yeah, the story is a little anime, but even if you're not a fan of anime, the average person could still appreciate this narrative. What you mean by this? What you mean by that, huh? As much as I loved this game, there were a few things I wasn't very fond of. Navigating the overworld is very slow. The game is gorgeous, and I understand wanting to flex that map design, but the game speed felt jarring going from the castle's interior to outside. The battles didn't have a battle background either. This is something I personally don't care about, but I've been criticized for doing this in the past, so some people might not like this. Also, I've used this specific fire animation before in a project, and its animation is a lot slower than the others. If I remember correctly, the DLC that provides this animation comes with 2 versions of it, a 30 FPS version and a 60 FPS version. You may need to use the opposite one of whatever one you used originally. But that being said, the Silent Kingdom is still an amazing demo, and everyone should go check it out ASAP. Just pause this video, go check that shit out, and come back. Eternal Remnant feels like a love letter to the JRPGs that paved the way for the genre way back when. Everything that I said about the Silent Kingdom can be applied here as well. This game is very polished. Honestly, the game doesn't even look like an RPGMaker game in the slightest. It looks closer to something that you would find in the Super Nintendo era of RPGs. The only issue I had with this one was its slow pace, but I feel like that's par for the course. Even though I didn't like it, I still don't think I would call it bad. This demo is laying down the groundwork for this game to shine in its later stages. While we're here, let's talk about pacing. Pacing, I feel, is often neglected when it comes to storytelling. In my opinion, it doesn't matter how great your story is if it isn't properly paced. The best example I can think of when it comes to poor pacing but good story is Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. This game's story is actually really good, but the game tells it in the most boring, drawn-out way possible. Consider the following. Good pacing looks something like this to me. Fast intro to hook the player in. Give them a taste of the characters, the gameplay, and the world without completely explaining everything to them. Afterwards, pump the brakes a little bit with some cutscenes or dialogue. Drip some world building into my veins. Make me feel something. Who am I? What's my motivation? Slowly ramp things up as you build to one of your narrative climaxes, and then rinse and repeat. This is a great pattern to follow because it allows for tight experiences that are fun to replay, but this pattern won't work for everything. Even though this pattern is my favorite, it only works for shorter games usually. RPGs tend to be more than 20 hours long, and if you were to apply this pattern across 20 hours, your game could easily come off formulaic and predictable. I do believe that this pattern could potentially be altered to suit a longer experience, but we'd be here all day. The point is, in terms of pacing, don't blue ball your audience. Respect their time, they have work in the morning. Eternal Remnant is a treat for fans of the classics, and it's something I will definitely be covering on the channel when it's released in its entirety. Last but certainly not least, we have Play Rough, something on the complete opposite end of the weeb spectrum. Listen, I get it, man. I get it. You're a super macho, crazy, Randy Savage, tough muscle man. You don't want to play with anime girls. I get it. I get it. Here, you want to play a man's game. I got you. It's right here. I feel like games that look like these are underrated as fuck. I mean, I'm a Giga Chad average anime enjoyer in the streets, but I come home to enjoy masterpieces like this when no one's looking. Play Rough scratches a very specific itch when it comes to RPGs. I'm sure the Earthbound comparisons are getting old at this point, but if I had to use it, I would probably say that this is Earthbound for people who are scared to admit they liked Undertale. While I do like the art direction and clever writing, my favorite thing about this game is easily the combo system in its combat. I feel like the ability to input commands in order to get super moves in an RPG setting is super unique, and I want more games to do so. This mechanic in Play Rough makes me wonder if a fighting game RPG could work, like a martial arts RPG where in order to do certain skills you have to input like quarter circles and shit. Play Rough's artwork, writing, and interesting mechanics earn it a 10 out of 10 for me on the hype scale, and I think it's Kickstarter just launched, so please go and support this game's development. This week I don't have a pick of the week because all three of these were fantastic. Silent Kingdom might be my favorite of the group, but I think the other two are just as good, just in different ways. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I'm trying to mess around with a different kind of like style and I'm trying to figure out the perfect length for these. I don't know if I want to make these kind of like little mini reviews or if I want to just showcase games that kind of stood out to me. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you prefer the episode 1 and 2 format where they were kind of like reviews, or do you prefer the episode 3 and 4 format where it's kind of just like me showcasing and not really getting too much into what I really think about these games? I don't know. Let me know. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, consider giving the boy a like. It really, really helps out the channel, especially since the algorithm is now starting to show me love 2 years later. If you really liked the video, consider subscribing. I am very close to hitting 100 subs, and I am just like so happy and thankful that people are really fucking with the content in this new series. So yeah, go ahead and hit that sub if you liked the video, and honestly, hit that bell as well. You don't want to miss next week's episode. Until then, my name is Delta, and this was Hidden Gems.